I dig it. All right, I'm Joanna, everybody, and I am your host for today's show. Now, if you have been to some of our previous shows this season, you know that we have been listening to pieces composed by many different composers. But today, we are going to deconstruct the composition. We are going to find out what ingredients a composer uses to write the perfect string quartet. But first, let's find out what a string quartet is, because it actually has two meanings, the term string quartet. So a string quartet can mean a group of musicians. How many musicians? 4. 4 musicians in a string quartet, and they play what type of instruments? Strings. You're like, strings, Joanna. It's strings. That makes up our string quartet. So the term string quartet can mean a group of musicians playing 4 string instruments. String quartet can also mean the music that has been composed for them to play. So a composer will write a string quartet for them to play. So you can be in a string quartet, you can write a string quartet, and you can play a string quartet. Now that we know that, we can move forward with our show. Can we get a big round of applause for the Heath Quartet? Exactly. Let's meet our players in this quartet. Hello.
Hello.
Who are you?
I'm Ollie.
Everybody, this is Ollie. Ollie is the first violin in the string quartet. And Ollie, what's your last name? Ollie's last name is Heath. Because what?
My mum was called.
Right. No, I meant, my question was backwards. I meant this string quartet is named after Ollie. Because why?
That's just kind of tradition, you know?
With
A
the
string
string quartet.
takes the name of the first violin. Sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't.
Oh, okay, cool. You went with tradition.
We went with tradition.
Excellent. Thanks, Ollie. And 3. I'm not 2. Everybody, let's hear it for Natalie. Natalie, you are the second violin, playing violin, but no less important than the first violin. Indeed. Thank you, Natalie. And who are you?
So, I'm Gary.
Everybody, let's hear it for Gary. Can you shout it out? What instrument is Gary playing?
Viola.
I knew you would know. Gary is playing the viola. Gary, how do you feel about the viola?
Couldn't be more excited.
And how do you feel about music that is written for the viola?
Oh, it's generally with a lot of heart and soul.
Oh, I like that. I just felt like talking about the viola for a second. Okay, you're welcome. Moving on, everybody. Oh wait, who are you?
Hi, I'm Chris.
Everybody, this is Chris. And what instrument is Chris playing? The cello. Chris, how long have you been playing with the Heath Quartet?
Quartet since 2005, so that is
That's math.
14 years.
That's math. 14 years. So has the quartet been together for 14 years, all of you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Even longer, even slightly longer than that. Maybe about 15 or 16 years.
So you joined later.
Yeah.
So Ollie, you started the quartet with Gary, and then picked up some people along the way. So did it start as a duo?
I wish.
No. You had some other players.
Yeah.
And then you changed as the years have gone by. I get it. Okay, friends, I said what we were going to be doing is breaking down the music of a string quartet. So the first piece that you heard them play was the final movement of a piece by Joseph Haydn. Now, Haydn is known as the father of the string quartet. He was like the very first composer to take these 4 instruments, put them together in a way that made magic happen. And the reason that he wrote for these 4 instruments was because those were just the people who were hanging around him at the time. He was like, oh, working for this guy named Baron Fernberg at the time. And the Baron was like, well, I need some music. And he was like, okay, I got these 4 musicians. That's who I'm going to write for. And that was sort of how the string quartet began. But he used, oh my gosh, I'm getting ahead of myself. The last time the Heath Quartet was here, I found out that they were very great bakers. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to break down the string quartet into its different ingredients, and they're all going to tell us why each ingredient is awesome. But before we do that, we need to be wearing the proper equipment. Excuse me for a moment. When one is baking, they must keep their hair out of the dough. And I brought one for each of my friends in the Heath Quartet. Gary, this one's for you. Ollie, this one's for you. You're so welcome. Natalie, that one's for you. And Chris, you're very welcome. I'll pop up your hat for you, special service there. You're very welcome.